hands. And I'm going to get rid of me. Okay, so here we are. This is the overhead view of my hands on the desk. So this is a bit of paper from the Perennial Lavender set. It's really beautiful designer series paper. You can get this during January to April during the mini catalog availability. And it is one of my favorites. So I'm going to show you a really super card that's super easy. So you need just a standard piece of cardstock. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And you need some designer series paper. So I am going to cut my paper first of all. So the nice thing when you use double-sided paper is that usually on the other side there's a coordinating pattern or a coordinating color theme, so you don't have to work really hard. So I'm going to cut this to 4 inches wide. And then I am going to cut it to 5.25 inches tall. So far, just like cutting for a regular card. What I'm going to do now is cut 3/4 inch off the right side. But I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to hang on to it. All right, so we're going to set this aside for a moment. I've got my cardstock and I am going to score it. So the first thing I'm going to do is score it at 1 inch. I'm not sure, I can't remember. I think I need to have my arm out. Okay, so we're going to score at 1 inch. And then we are going to score at 5 1/4. I always get nervous doing measurements on live air because I'm probably going to mess something up. So let's see how good my math was. I'm pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to take this out. What I am going to do is fold in my inch. And then I'm going to fold this part in as well. So I'll take it out of here so you can see better. And yay, the measurements look like they're pretty good. So this is 1 inch. And then I went over at 5 1/4 and scored again to create that piece. So that's pretty much the fancy fold, fun fold. That's why I hesitate calling it fancy fold, because it's not really fancy. It's very simple and plain. Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, so now I've got my designer series paper and I have cut it the wrong size, so that's not a shocker. So this piece is fine, 3/4 by 5, so I'm going to stick that down, but I'm going to stick it with this side showing, okay? Okay, so this side is 3 1/4 inch wide, and this is just a little bit too wide, so I'm just going to trim it down a little bit. So let's trim it to 3 inches wide. Actually, no, I'm going to trim it from this side. Actually, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, because sometimes if I put the same pattern up, it's nice to have a continuous pattern, but I'm flipping it over, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just trim a little bit there. So there you go. Learn from my mistakes, always. So your designer series paper actually only needs to be 3 3/4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And then I'm going to stick that down on that side. So that's how easy it is. So the reason I was saying, if you were going to use the butterfly side up on this side, which you could easily do, you don't have to flip it over. Then I would make sure that if you're trimming your paper down, you trim it from this edge. So then your pattern actually goes continuously all the way across the front, which is kind of cool and it makes it look more professional. I'm all for looking more professional because, you know, I'm not really in real life. All right, I'm going to do some die cutting now. Actually, no, I lied. I'm going to stamp first because that's always safest for me. I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. I've got a sentiment from the Perennial Postage set. You're simply marvelous. So I like to stamp first and then die cut when I can. It just is easier for me to line things up straight or try to line things up straight. And also gives me a couple shots at the stamping. If you have a tight fit for your die cutting, then, you know, this makes it less risky. So put that there. Find my dies that I've put somewhere safe. Seriously. I've put them somewhere so safe that I can't find them. So maybe I won't die cut it now, but you would die cut this piece and then die cut a backing piece. Yeah, I can't find them. Let's see what I have handy. Oh, there they are. There they are. It's all good. So I have 2 coordinating sizes of Perennial Postage dies. This does fit. It's a tight fit, but it's just the right size. So I line it up. I need to stand up and line it up as best I can. I always like to get it started if I can first before I take my hands off. Oh, see, I moved it. Oh, this is part of the reason, like I said, why I don't always go live, because, you know, when you don't go live, you can edit the video and then you look like you know what you're doing. All right, die cutting now. So I make sure it catches there before I move my hand. Okay. So there's my die cut piece for that. And I'm just going to die cut from some Gorgeous Grape cardstock as well. Sorry if that was loud. The other thing I discover when I do videos and I edit them is how much I tend to drop things on my desk. I just kind of toss them there, and it's really loud when you're doing videos and you're editing them later. So I'm just going to stick this on really quickly. Okay. Here's my card. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick this end down actually. So I'm going to put a little adhesive right next to the fold. You don't have to, but I think it's kind of fun to do that. And then I'm going to put this down here. What I'm also going to do is make sure I don't stick my card shut or stick this inside. Although I guess you could. No, you don't want to. No. So you need to only put the adhesive on this end. Okay, put it wherever you like. And then you fold your card closed. So that's how easy it is. Super simple, really fast. Ta-da! So if you're watching again, please leave me a comment. If you're watching the recording, let me know, say hi. If you order the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper before the end of February. Let me know. I'll watch for your order in the yamstamps.com shop. So yamstamps.com/shop is the shortcut to my online shopping store in Canada with Stampin' Up! Canada. Or you can message me if you'd rather pay by e-transfer if you're in Canada. And I'll send an extra little tutorial to you featuring this paper. All right. I hope you all have a really good rest of your day.